Whoop whoop. Welcome everybody. The home office plays boys are gonna go up against Facepalm Tacticians today in Division 7. We have another Division 7 match, so we're looking at the bottom of heroeslounge.gg, and this should actually be a fun series. I peeked a little bit into some of the maps that are going to be played in compositions, and while I don't know who wins and how exactly this is shaping up, at least the data that I gathered so far looked interesting, so we're going to check that out. On the left side, the home office with Ripley on Anduin, Gelth on Tyrael, we get the Metal Panda on Tychus, Fenrir on Kalthas, and Funko on ETC. Whereas to the right side of the stream, it's Jack Sully for the Facepalm Tacticians, Grumpy Puppy on Mephisto, Bloody on Illidan, Dragon on Deckard, and Vidra is playing Vala. Alright, let's get the show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. I like some of those names, the Grumpy Puppy. That's actually fantastic. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so with this, let's have a little bit of a look of what's going on the top and bot lane, because we already have a bit of a split as the Metal Panda decided it's time to rock the top side. Down to the bottom of the map, we have the solo Tyrael. That's a little bit of a weird combo on the front line. If you have that Tyrael in ETC, definitely can work, of course, with the sanctification, the shields that are provided, and ETC also providing quite a little bit of space for everybody that is involved in this situation. But as all of this starts to shape up, we're of course going to keep our eye also on the Facepalm Tacticians, which are rocking that Illidan here, which will be really interesting for a potential late game. Has gone into the Unending Hatred on level 1, so the stacking process has now officially started. And talking stacking, Jack Sully on Mirrodin has done the exact same thing and went into the stacking tower on level 1. Now the little dwarf has to jump out here quite quickly, but it seems like we're going to see a kill against Kalthas. First blood is in. Vidra comes through and drops Kalthas, the Fire Mage. Now, thankfully for him, he didn't go into Convection. That's already the first good news here for the blue team. Not only that he didn't lose any stacks, but also that he didn't go for that talent in the first place, because, again, Mana Addict is the go-to on Kalthas on level 1 if you want to be a successful Heroes of the Storm player. Because, of course, you're just out to meme around a little bit. Yeah, with level 4 around the corner, the first kill, and also items now being focused, we see both teams making the proper rotation after the 1 minute mark towards the turret camp. Maybe a little bit late, but still, they are there just in time to grab it, and we don't have an invade on the other side. So far, so good. Level 4 talents should also now bring us straight into the multi-shot build for Vala. We actually see the arrow variation. So this is a little bit of a weird one that we're seeing right now. We might have already caught this before, but pretty much what Vala is doing here is just saying, listen, I don't need Monster Hunter. There's no camps on this map that I'm really interested in sneaking away. I still want to play my arrow build. So instead of playing around the mana cost reduction on the arrow, she still goes into the Hot Pursuit, which gives her a movement speed advantage, and also, of course, mana regeneration per second, and then goes for the hybrid build with the arrows. You don't really see a whole lot. Can definitely be played, so it's not necessarily a bad build by any means, but it's definitely a bit more of an unorthodox combo that we see there. But the thought process behind it is that you still want to have the movement speed out of the Hot Pursuit. You want to have the mana management that it adds to your tool belt, and you don't feel that Monster Hunter is going to be useful for you in the game itself. Since there are no bosses on this map, understandable, multi-shot build would have been pretty good here too. You could have gone into a full arrow build and just said, okay, we're going to focus a bit on trying to grab the healing beacon at the top, but the build definitely playable. Also nice to see is that we have the standard here for Tychus, which is actually not necessarily a given in Division 7. The bigger they are, the talent on level 4 for Tychus. And if you're going up against the Mirrodin, for example, it becomes even more important, since you want to make sure that you get that hit in quite quickly, and then, of course, focus with the rest of the team to finish off the kill. But so far, so good. Stack keep also coming for Vala, as with the level 4 talent. We see her now going into the first 3 stacks. Objective is up, and with 41% on the progress bar, it's a slight lead for the Facepalm Tacticians. Haven't really seen a kill outside of the initial death of Kalthas, but of course it's level 7 time, and with that level 7 talent we can see a bit of a move towards the middle again from the Facepalm Tacticians, which will have the earlier level 7 talent. And well, there we go. That should give us the repeating arrow for Vidra's Vala. which is definitely going to be quite helpful. We also have the heavy impact now. Yep, the repeating arrow is in. Time to stack, baby. ETC moved in, a little bit aggressive. Replay low, and he is down. Good kill against Anduin. Nicely done here, well played. Of course, trying to get a bit more out of this, and they do. They get the second kill against Tychus, which puts 3 kills in total onto the board for the Facepalm Tacticians. Really nice setup at the beginning of the game for them here in the Heroes Lounge. GG. And as so often pointed out, the average level of play that you will see in Division 7 is Bronze to Gold. There are, of course, a couple of exceptions, especially when we're looking at the higher placed teams within the division. But this is the general level of play that you will see here. Now, communication plays a big role, and a lot of these teams have actually been playing together for a long time, which means not only is voice chat available here, but also coordination is going to be a bit better than you would expect from your, let's say, normal team that you meet in Storm League, for example, simply because these people haven't played for a long time together. And it kind of shows. There's still a lot of mistakes that are being made, don't get me wrong, and miscommunication is, of course, a thing that we'll see in pretty much any fight, but generally speaking, there is at least some level of coordination that is missing when you're playing with complete randoms. Level 7 talents on both sides now. There comes the... Did he just pull Tychus in for the kill? Anduin, you sneaky fucker. Yeah, there he goes down. 5-man team wipe. And Anduin, he just didn't want Tychus to escape, apparently. He said, dude, we're all dying, you're dying with us. I'm not quite sure where you're going, but you're gonna fall, my friend. And that's exactly what happened. So Tychus is also down. Anduin, the betrayer, has come in, and with everybody just wiped off the map, that means early level 10 is available now for the Facepalm Tacticians. And in addition to that, the rotation topside is already underway, which will probably yield the fountain over here. So, let's see. Bot side, that's where Illidan is currently still pushing this out, trying to get even more experience for the team. He went into the hunt, by the way, so he now has the pseudo-global available for himself, too. Could join the fight up at the top if they really wanted to. But the main objective is to take the wall and the fountain, and that's what they're accomplishing already as we speak. There's, of course, more ults ready. Vala has still waited for hers. But this is actually getting a bit nasty. 8 kills against 1. It's a pretty good start into the game, I'm not gonna lie here. It's a very nice opening for the Facepalm Tacticians, but things can change, especially as level 10 abilities come in on the second team's side. Yeah, also with the grenades, we now have the concussion grenade on level 7 for Tychus. Haven't really pointed that out yet. The attack here in the middle. Bloody could, of course, also YOLO out his ult a little bit more if they want to be aggressive, given that he has the cooldown reduction on the auto attacks, which would really help him. And talking about him, he actually is at this point in a spot where he has also quite a couple of stacks together. 45 on the attack, as you can see at the bottom left of the map right now. So that's exactly what we're currently seeing from him here. Job well done so far. Move down to the bottom of the map right now. And, well, let's see if they can make a couple of moves here with maybe Illidan rotating in 2. Especially here, for example. A good hunt would have done wonders here if Deckard and Vala follow up on it quickly. But off we go. And here we have it. Oh my god! Judgment! Went straight into Judgment right here, and that is gonna be interesting to say the least. Vala with Strafe. I mean, there's nothing really on the other side that she necessarily needs to lock down with a stun. She could maybe follow up with a Rain of Vengeance on Muradin. Oh, that's not gonna do anything, is it? Nope, 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 nope. Pyroblast value negated. But yeah, Vala could of course be caught out of the strafe with a lot of the abilities that we have on the side of the home office. The problem is really more so that if... Oh my god, dude, like what the hell? That's not how you play that. I don't really think that the mosh pit was necessarily needed here, but the walled forward and then the immediate attack and strafing into them while standing next to an ETC that can literally interrupt you with half a second. Probably not the smartest move there. So Vala goes instantly down. She can get a lot of value out of the strafe and tons of damage of course too, but she needs to bait out some of the abilities on the other side first before she does it. So has to be a bit more patient with the level 10 if she wants to get good value out of it here. But holy hell. Down at the bottom of the map, Bloody is currently still sitting tight. He saw the rotation coming and immediately moved back. Vala in the meantime on 16 stacks. But yeah, let's see how this is gonna work out for her in the long run, because those little Leroy moves that we saw in the last fight are not gonna work throughout the game. I'm gonna tell you that right away. So if Vidra thinks he needs to go full Leroy Jenkins every single fight, then I think the chances of the red team to win this are gonna be slim to none after all. Deckard Cain, the old man, nimble on his feet, trying to run away here, but gets totally disrespected. Ooh, actually, still moves out. And with the bubble over here, Illidan still came in with his ult. There's again an attempt with Judgment to go for the kill. Illidan moves out, and Deckard Cain comes in. Stay a while and listen. Bores everybody to death, but there's nobody that gets wrecked yet. Oh, ETC with a slide, and the old man is down. The cow pays with its life. And there's the strafe. That's exactly the setup that we need. That was the strafe. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, the kill! Pyroblast value. But as I said, this strafe setup was a lot better. That's where the damage comes from. If you can make that happen properly, then you will get a lot of damage out. You just wait out all the abilities that could interrupt you, and then you go for the setup. So that's what we're seeing here. So Vala with probably decent damage at this point. Yes, we have her at 40,000, so that makes total sense with the setup that she goes for. 12 kills against 5. And topside, there's already the quick and nasty channel over here with Mephisto literally sitting just tight in the corner. Now, we have still a little bit more action going on over at the camp. 61 stacks or attack damage now for Illidan. So he's starting to actually get a little bit more nasty here. As usual, it's not really reflected in the damage output just yet, but he's been on the side lane a whole lot, which you can see with his siege damage. But he will have a lot of fun in the late game when those structures are down, when the forts are gone, maybe even some of the keeps been destroyed, so that he can finally have that space that he needs to really chase targets down. That's something that is going to work out for him here. At the same time now, the jump straight up to the top, and again, the Judgment. Tyrael comes in, they're trying to go for Illidan, and he's a little bit low. He gets no assistance here, and Illidan dies first. They literally bullied the blind guy. I have no idea what's wrong with the blue team, but these guys are total bullies. They are attacking the elderly, they are bullying the blind people. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but I don't think that's cool. I really feel that the car police on Twitter is going to report this any moment right now. A little bit of panda abuse on top of it, and you will get Peter on board as well. But as it happens, it's not quite the case. Red team still locks this one in, and Tyke is a little bit lost over here, I'd say. Was trying to sneak in from behind and get a quick insta-kill in, but this isn't Valorant, baby. So he goes down in that 1 versus 3 scenario that he tried to go for. We're level 16 talents now also on the board. We're looking at Mirrodin with the extended jump on a 16, and the Blades of Azimuth for Illidan. Yeah, this is getting a little bit dicey. Normally you would see the rotation down to the bottom of the map, but it seems they want to try and take down the fort first, which honestly is still something they can definitely do here. So in we go. Fort about to fall. Illidan already at the bottom of the map. Talking about kills and everything. 0 kills on Mephisto yet. 48,000 damage for him. Starting to contest Vala a bit with her damage output. And off we go. Gelf is rushing away on his Tyrael. Get some assistance at least from the rest of the team that is slowly starting to rotate in. The Fire Mage is a little bit late to the party. But here we go. There's the attack. Already the hold your ground. Still there, trying to isolate them a little bit. Illidan's jumping away. Had the Bomberman. Quest is completed for Mirrodin. Means, of course, that he now has the cooldown reduction on the auto attacks and the Pierce available to himself. Still holding the strafe. Yeah, they went in for this. I mean, the fountain is down, and they should be able to get that 4-2. Here comes the hunt, and there's the kill. Judgment is through, but it's a little bit late, and Illidan is going to have a bit of a field day as the team takes down the fort. And Illidan is at 68 attacks now, 68 extra damage on the auto attack, so he is really starting to do some serious work here, but of course he also needs to be defended, and he nearly a kill against Tychus. The RNG wasn't with Vidra in this one, but he still gets serious auto attack damage out against the rest of the team. Mirrodin jumping over the wall, mistakes were made, baby. He is dead, but they still have 17 kills against 8. The attack against ETC, and he gets quickly wrecked too. 1-for-1 kill count. Vedra a little bit low and dies too. And Illidan is starting to clean house at this point. You don't really want to fuck with the blind guy. He comes in and just takes them down one after another, now that a bit more space is available to him and most of the damage dealers were gone. So it's an easy one for him. And he's sitting at 72 attack damage, extra attack damage. So Illidan is slowly starting to get his damage numbers up, as you can see here. It's nothing to really contest Mephisto or Vala, but honestly that's not really his job. He can't contest with the AoE damage there anyways. But on the single target damage in the last fight, he gained another 10,000 damage, which is pretty respectable. So you can tell that Khaldor in particular, he's pretty much kind of fed up with all of this. And as the game progresses, Illidan will become stronger and stronger and stronger on that account. They're 10 kills ahead, they have the needed experience now, which also means that we're looking at a level 20 talent, pretty soon actually. And level 16, we have Vala also with the seething hatred. Illidan is not the only one that's angry. Vala's pretty angry as well. There's a lot of hate in here, I gotta say. It's a little bit concerning. But alright, so Tyrael, he gets away. I mean, they need to kind of think how they want to play this out right now. Either force a fight before the 20 or simply accept that they won't have their storm talents before the next fight starts. But it seems like the home office are actually gonna try and make their play here. By the way, the name pretty much suggests that the team is German. So it's a little bit of a homage to Home Office. And if they are German, it would pretty much mean people that currently are doing Home Office. So that's how we could read that. I'm not quite sure if that interpretation is correct, but that's what I really think that is supposed to mean. Because if you go for the German interpretation on this thing, that's pretty much what it translates into. People that currently are at home doing home office, given the situation that we currently have here. But, I mean, either way, with all of this said and done, it seems like that's what they do in their work time. Like, I don't know. Seems like pretty good. So that's home office apparently for the boys and girls. Does that make gaming their job? Like, I don't know. 20 is in, and that gives us 4 Illidan, then Nexus Blades. Yeah, why the fuck not, right? Might as well. Might as well just go for it. Okay, Illidan is still active on the map. Nearly 80 at extra damage now on his auto attacks. They're already pushing the bottom. Now that we have Mephisto trying to get the progress for the facepalm tacticians on the objective. And Vala has also the Farfly Quiver now. Without Manticore though. Yeah, as much as I like the Seething Hatred, Manticore would have probably been a really good talent for her to take here. The combo is just nearly unbeatable. Farfly Quiver and Manticore are just fantastic talents to have in conjunction. So it's incredibly strong. But with all of that, we now have Bloody starting to, again, look for more victims. See when he can make his jump ready. 30 stacks only for Khaldor, by the way. And there's still that Storm talent. 88% on the progress bar. The Dwarf jumping in. They want to go for it, apparently. Stay a while and dance. ETC comes in with the party time. And here's Anduin with his old Judgment. Bloody the Pyro. And it does nothing. The Pyro value is 0 as usual. Vala takes Khaldor down. The jump comes through. Where's the Stormbolt when you need it? Apparently they don't have it at this point. Bloody has to respect the structures and gets taken down by a tower. What the blue team couldn't do, the tower easily can. Objective, by the way, is already here. Nobody gives a fuck. The entire red team is just like, wait, dude, did you just let the objective sit there? Like, seriously? Wait, like, guys, team, what's happening here? So they finally are starting to move down to grab this one to hopefully take the keep now. But it seems like Mephisto didn't quite realize that if he would move away from it, there would still be a few percentage points ticking in. So, yeah, they didn't realize that that thing was already taken. So they lost precious seconds. How much did they lose? Half a minute? That's quite a bit of time here. But as long as they get the keep, they should be Gucci. So that's what they're currently trying to do as we speak. Yeah, keep down. I mean, that's an easy one. Big lead now for them. But what to do with the rest of the time, right? Choices have to be made. ETC presents himself as a potential kill. No 20 for them just yet. Muradin out of the... Okay, so they're all jumping out of it. They're trying to switch. What's happening here? Okay, the old man wanted to have a ride apparently too. comes straight in. Meridian is jumping out, and they have 4 seconds left. I mean, all those switcheroos that we just saw didn't really do anything for them. I mean, congratulations, you scratched the shield, but now the old man is gonna die. So Deckard Cain is down. That didn't really work at all. A little bit of a damage output setup against ETC. There's the strafe again for the damage. Illidan, but Anduin with a bubble. There's the ult of Mephisto, and they all go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the blue team hit the floor as everybody jumps in for another 5-man team wipe at the conclusion of this first game in the best of 3 series here at Division 7 of Heroes or Lounge GG. Nicely done by the Facepalm Tacticians as they grab the lead in the best of 3 here on Volskaya Foundry. Nicely done and well played. Game number 2, the Facepalm Tacticians are in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Brexit holdout, as those dirty Brits are once again just moving away from the European... Oh, wait a second. Wrong topic. Heroes of the Storm. My bad. Home office on the left side in blue with Ripley on Deckard. We got Fenra on Tacita, Galth on Varian, Funko on Urel, and the Metal Panda on Azmodan. Still gotta figure out what a Metal Panda is. It's just like one of these statues that they have standing around everywhere, or what exactly is the point here? Either way, to the right side of the map, the Grumpy Puppy on Mephisto. Wasn't really that grumpy on the last map. I was actually quite happy with the damage output here, I suppose, and plays Mephisto again. Jack Sully on Garrosh. We got Vidra on Phoenix, Dragon on Anduin, and Bloody is playing Trash Tannis at the top side. I can only assume that Rexa was actually banned in this game because the King of Dragonshire, as you might know, is also pretty fantastic on this map. A 2-3 split for the home office. But yeah, having a Tannis here is of course already a big from me. Because that hero, even after that rework, is still trash. If you want to get better at the game, forget that Artanis exists. You're doing yourself a favor. Pick up another offlaner that can actually provide something for the team. But either way, at this point we're currently having him up at the top with a little bit of assistance. Jack Sully rotated in, which is interesting because that means that there's no tank at the bottom of the map. So that is kinda interesting to see. If anything, I would have expected a damage dealer to rotate up for just a little bit. But normally you would see a 4-man at the bottom of the map. But we've been talking a lot about like this other crap. We've been talking a lot about Artanis, but the one thing that we should probably point out too is Azmodan at the top side. That's kind of interesting. You don't see him a whole lot. The problem that I have with Azmodan in this position right now is that Azmodan is a hero that lives from getting a lot of stacks. And it's a huge problem having him in a solo lane against someone because it means that nobody is helping him stack. What should happen is, look at him, he's so happy right now. Whee! Arms to the side, flying on a cloud. Whee! He's happy. But either way, what should happen here, if you play Azmodan, and I cannot really repeat this often enough, if you want to make an Azmodan composition work, first of all, good luck, because it's not really all that easy. But if you're playing at the bottom of the skill barrel, if you're playing Division 7, then you can actually get Azmodan done. But what you need to do is pretty simple. You need to make sure that at the beginning of the game, someone can help Azmodan stack. Now, that can be a Johanna, that can be a Jaina. Any kind of hero that supplies you with additional wave clear is good to make that work. In this case, we could, for example, talk about Tacita to help out with it. And what you want to do is you want to start attacking those minion waves, throw an orb on it, and then the second hero, half a second later, throws his own AoE ability on the same wave, and you can take the wave down. And you repeat that ideally on multiple lanes. So if you're on a map where lanes are close together, you would make a rotation happen between 2 lanes quite easily, which is one of the reasons why back in the days where this combo started the first time was between Johanna and Azmodan on Blackheart's Bay, where the 2 heroes would rotate between the top and the mid lane because they're so close together. And that will stack Azmodan insanely quickly. And once that you're at this point, you will in the late game then really start to carry hard with your damage output, and just simply the wave clear will be incredible. Not doing that is a big problem, and it really makes sure that you're not gonna get your full value out of the pick And as I said, it's already an off-meta pick in the first place. You're not going to see a lot of Azmodans on the higher level. But if you try and play this in a lower league, do yourself a favor and just properly learn how to make that rotation work for the first couple of minutes, and it will definitely help you to get value out of this. Enough of the Azmodan tangent, but let's move a little bit over into the rest here. We have, of course, Varian again, and he's going to yell a lot because he went into Smashy Smash Smash. And that's another thing that we already talked about in the past. It's usually about the taunt that you want to go for here. But yeah, let's actually see how this is going to work out. For now, we got on the red team side still a bit of a camp pressure play. They also are starting to lock in the points on the progress bar here. This could get a bit dicey. I mean, they already took the early lead in game number 1. If they can do that again over here, then we might look at a quick 2-0 in this series. For now, at least, a 1-1 situation as Tassadar gets taken out. 1-1 in terms of kills. Problem, of course, is that this is going to be 100 versus a 0 wave in just a few seconds. But the Varian, thankfully, at the top lane was able to get the point. So that helps a bit. Artanis has taken quite a bit of damage here. Needs to be careful now. If Bloody doesn't pay attention to Varian, he's going to get smashed into the ground, quite literally. And he's getting a little bit greedy. Look at this. In comes Varian, gets the damage in, and that's a solo kill, baby. That's exactly what I talked about. Down at the bottom, Phoenix has fallen 2, 3 kills against 1. And we are starting to see a little bit of momentum for the home office. Of course, the problem still is that we have 88% already on the progress bar for the opponent. A couple of additional stacks for Azmodan. Only 55, 4 minutes in. Again, it's not enough, as I said before. I want to stack a little bit differently here. Also, different build. Not really that Q focus that we usually see on Tassadar. He instead actually went into the Scion Fusion and then into the Psionic Echo. So more of a full focus into the Storm here. It's not really what we see from Tassadar players on the higher level. So definitely something worth pointing out here, since this is where a lot of his damage comes from, his Q abilities. But besides that, we have now 3 kills against 1. We have Artanis right now looking into the Chrono Surge topside. Varian is making the rotation onto the off lane again. And down here, at least Jack Sully is a little bit low, and the goat is jumping in. Hoppity hop hop, baby. Starting to go in pretty deep. And honestly, talking about it, if anybody should be topside, it should be Yrel. It shouldn't be Varian. Varian should be part of the bottom rotation or of the bottom play. Yrel should be at the top against Artanis here. Funko goes down over here, whereas it seems like we're going to see another Varian kill. Yeah, ult is back. Oh, he has no mana! And he still gets the kill. So he wins the one-on-one versus over here quite nicely. But again, if you play him at the bot lane, for example, you could go into taunt up for the damage output of Tassadar and Azmodan, get your kills there. The lineup that they are using, it kind of works. But again, we could optimize quite a bit there as well. But either way, we have 66 percentage points against 88. So no matter who takes the wave, it's not going to be for nothing. It's most likely going to be a fairly close call either way. Yeah, top side, Garrosh has actually moved in, and Artanis is now on the way too, which puts the bottom of the map into a 4 versus 3 setup. But the Zerg are starting to come through now. Yep, we're going to see them Zerging in through the bottom of the map now for the blue team. That's a 67% point wave. And Varian is fucked. Varian has no fucking chance topside. Like, someone needs to rotate quickly and help this poor guy out, because he has no chance. They have finally a little bit of wave clear coming in. I have no idea why we're actually looking at an Azmodan flank, because that's not really the guy that you want to have to frontline all of this. But they're getting the damage in right now, as at the bottom of the map, the wave has already been more or less defeated. Yep, the last few Ultralisks goes down. We have 4 kills against 2 now. Here comes the attack against Bloody. And he's already screaming bloody murder, as the wall is all of a sudden dropping him. Where's the kill? There's the kill. There's no kill like overkill. Even the orb comes in. Yeah, Yrel at the bottom of the map is dead too. She was the only one still remaining here. There's a bit of optimistic rotation of the rest of the team towards the top. I mean, they get a kill, but now they don't have anybody at the bottom to defend all of this. So the wall falls, and the facepalm tacticians are currently starting to annihilate not only the wall, but also take the fountain down. Level 10 abilities are in on both sides. Oh, Azmodan. No. The demonic invasion. Interesting. Yeah, let's see if he actually gets anything done with it. Not really the ult that you want to see here. The Black Pool setup is just a bit too strong. But okay, let's see what he can actually pull off with it. If they can raise a few structures down, then maybe, but you don't normally want to go for a split push setup. And yeah, that's not really gonna do a whole lot. And especially Phoenix is just sitting there like, mate, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? So he just simply warps out a few shits and giggles, and that's about it. The level 1 talent, by the way, for Bloody, in case that you haven't seen it yet, it's one of the new ones. So you get some bonus damage here. And to be fair, if he gets another 4, then he's looking at 10% extra damage already. Sounds like a lot, but honestly, it's not really all that crazy. I saw it for the first time in a brawl, and I really expected him to completely go bananas there, since in a brawl setup you obviously fight a consistent 5 versus 5, where you can get a lot of stacks in. But it turned out that even at the end of the game, he wasn't really able to get himself too much damage in. It's like, I think, a 30-40% damage increase, which sounds like a lot, but for a brawl it's not really all that insane, and in a normal game you obviously should never be able to hit those numbers in the first place. So currently we're looking at roughly a 10% damage increase. If you run a 30-minute game, then those things, the equation might change a little bit, but you shouldn't be able to get this much in there in the first place. But again, we'll find out how much you can actually do. Talking about damage output, yep, that's not really where we wanted to go with this, but okay. So, on the damage output side, we got 24,000 for Varian and 22,000 at this point for Phoenix. Solid damage right here, 17,000 on the other hand for Artanis. You compare that to the other solo laner on the other side, and there's definitely a bit of a gap between the two of them. Pressure on here. This is where you can use the demonic invasion. That's the moment, my friend. As the wave is still in there, that's the demonic invasion moment. Not really to get like a hero kill or anything. The flip, the taunt, and the old man goes down. That didn't distance himself enough there. Did he just drop the demonic invasion after all? Yeah, that was a bit late. Again, you want to kind of use it before when there's still a minion wave together with it to really maximize that. And the metal panda goes down. Okay, 5 kills against 5 kills. Objective is up again, and the progress in favor of the red team as they lock in 54%. So, looking pretty solid on this. There's the attack at the bottom as we're going straight up for the next fort, and the red team is just pushing this hard. Top side where we still have our 1 versus 1. And Bloody, yeah, this time he has his own ult, so he's just saying, alright my friend, now that I got my blind, here we go. And Gelth has to be careful. I mean, he has still a couple of potions over here, but this is one of the reasons why I said that Urel would be a bit better in that position. He's starting to lose out on this very, very quickly now. Yells around a little bit more, but there's the kill as Artanis gets his revenge. There was even a bit of a reinforcement rotation coming in. So, yeah. Bottom of the map, you still have the tribute. The beacon taken over by the blue team as they're also trying to still defend the top side, but it's not happening. So it's going to be very likely another 100%er for the phase palm tacticians. Unless, of course, there can be a few kills. Yeah, there's the swapperoo. The only thing that Artanis accomplished with that is swap himself into a 1 versus 4. Thankfully, Garrosh shows some mercy and flips him out again. That could be problematic. Oh, there's again. The old demonic invasion comes in. The kill against Tassadar, but Garrosh has also fallen. Artanis also dropped. And they are going to grab this one or hold it while they still need control over the bottom beacon if they want to get some progress here. It's level 13 talents now on both sides, which continues the storm build, the Psy Storm build on Tassadar. And as I said previously, it is not the standard build these days. After the Tassadar rework, we're really looking at his Q damage and the stacks on level 1 that give him incredible damage output towards the later stages. Good setup now also with the Shattering Throw that can really help you against Phoenix in particular, of course. Talking Phoenix, he gets the ult connected, gets good damage in, but it's not enough to get a kill here. Alright, so a bit more damage top side. In we go. Finally, the cap on Varian at the bottom of the map has also come through. They're pushing the fort at the same time. But the progress is slowly coming in. The next hit as Azmodan is now hitting 221 stacks. Down goes Phoenix. Nicely done by Varian with the rotation. The old man with the seal on the ground. The kill attempt. Can they get Varian? Oh, not for now. Stay a while. And get wrecked. Or maybe not. Well, that was a quest completed for Varian, and he was able to take Artanis down too. So a little bit more damage from Azmodan. Bot side gets pressured, and they get the 100% Zerg wave, which will spawn top side. So this should do some solid work here, especially since 2 heroes are down on the side of the facepalm tacticians, so that's good. 9 kills against 8. And off we go. 183 stacks now for Artanis. Again, it sounds like a lot, but it only means that he has 18 extra damage now on those auto attacks, which isn't as much as you would think. We can look at the damage output again. He's sitting at 36,000, which isn't really too bad. But he was in a constant 1 versus 1 battle against Varian, of course, which has to be taken into consideration here. Has died 5 times, by the way. Call it Trash Tannis for a reason. Alright, 39,000 for Azmodan. Again, he could be way higher with proper stacking in the early game, but he's still able to get the numbers in. So, Demonic Invasion can be used, has the wave. He's actually at the bottom, trying to stop all of this. Top side is still going for the keep itself. But Azmodan is stopping the bottom pressure nicely, single-handedly, more or less. Oh, the setup! There we go, the old man setting it up for the team with the kill against Garrosh and Mephisto. But can they get more? Oh my god, they kill Phoenix as well. Azmodan still on the defense. It's a 4 versus 2 now at the top. And they're trying to go for the keep. And honestly, they're doing a whole lot of work here. Urel still has to be careful. Jumping into the keep range doesn't really help you. But the next minion wave is already on the way, and that is going to help a lot. There's the kill. They go for the keep, and this one's just gone. 13 kills against 8. Tons of momentum for the home office now. A few shots are still fired. And they can make a rotation down to the bottom of the map now and probably take that forward too. Azmodan is still sitting there, trying to take this as well. Is attacking the backline minions now a little bit, stacking a little bit more here. That's of course one of the ways that you can go for the single stacks. Trample on level 16. And it's boss time. Orientating themselves into the middle of the map. Anduin is dead, so that means that there's no support on the side of the red team. That allows you to make a play like this pretty easily. Which is exactly what they're trying to do. And the red team seems to think that they can still win this one. Good ult from Artanis. Don't really think that's going to do enough for them. But hey, at least the girl might try, right? As the first kill. Tassadar is immediately down. Can they actually turn this one? The focus isn't there. They're attacking different targets, but the frontliners explode nonetheless. Artanis and Garrosh are both down. The boss is taken. The team might be low, but they have all the momentum in the world now as they start to make the rotation down to the bottom of the map to take another fort apart. Yeah, 278 stacks. Much more damage now coming in from Azmodan, but again, going for the black pool setup would be highly beneficial for him. Hasn't really gotten a whole lot out of his level 10 so far in the game. Is currently doing a little bit of work on siege numbers at least, and they're also getting closer and closer to level 19 and therefore to level 20, which is going to help them a lot. With 3 heroes down, this could very well also be the end of the bottom keep, which of course would make this a really dicey scenario for the facepalm tacticians. If you don't have a single keep left on this map anymore, it means that you are going to run into big trouble trying to fight for the next objective. But as it stands, the home office are just simply letting this one slide. So they ignore the key bot side. It drops to 50%. But I think they could have done a little bit more. They wanted to go for the camps though. So they take the camp pressure on the map. That gives them additional experience. That puts pressure onto the lanes. It's not really the worst decision that they made in this game. He has to play around this a little bit. But the keep still stands therefore. So with that, we got still more pressure bot side that has to be dealt with. And of course, all of these plays that they're making right now with the pressure on the lanes mean that the facepalm tacticians have to stay back a little bit longer and will have to give up a few of those beacons as they are about to spawn. There should actually be someone in position already to grab this one. Ripley is the one making his way in right now. And yeah, it's going to be a lead. You can't ignore the top push. There's already catapults in there as well. Gelf is rotating around. The swap doesn't connect. The team is on the way. Yeah, protected by the way. But that's a quick isolation of Varian. He's down, but good damage. Nice corridor also for the Tassadar ult as it comes in. But the kill against the High Templar is in. Tassadar is down, and they're trying to make it a triple. But Urel still had the ult available, presses the R button, and is good to go. This, then again, needs to be dealt with, as we said. Now Urel is even dead because we saw Vitra moving top. Ah, time for the spray, my friend. Yeah, never miss an opportunity here. So as they're defending the top, this seems more and more like the bottom keep is gonna fall. Because they are too slow to react to this. They're way too slow. And once the catapult homes in on it, this one is just a goner. This keep is down. I would be shocked if this keep still survives here. Especially since they don't... Okay, now they attack the catapult, but it's a little bit too late, I think, yeah. Keeps are both gone. That's a problem. It's a huge problem. They shouldn't be able to win the objective at this point. They already have 32 percentage points on the progress bar, so that's at least something that helps them a little bit. Yeah, here's the lockdown. The old man, Ripley. Can they get a kill here? No! He missed it. Yeah, no Michael Jordan over here. Bit unfortunate. But again, bottom has to be taken. The fight up at the top, on the other hand, turns against Phoenix. Phoenix down. Yeah, that level 13 talent of Varian definitely coming in handy here, even though it was Azmodan to finish the job. Now we're looking at 20 versus 19. Yeah, but they grabbed the objective. 100% wave against 33. But the cores are exposed. Well, the core is exposed. Only one. And apparently they're trying to make the play for it. Okay. Azmodan has his ult up. They're trying to go for this one. Which means they're sacrificing at least the fort at the top. Can they actually end this here? Team. Okay. 4 versus 5 at the bottom of the map with Azmodan being defending top. I don't really know if that is a good push. I mean, either you go or you don't. But in this case, I would have said they're probably better off just defending as a 5-man. Yeah, as you can tell, this nets them nothing. This was a waste of time. All it did was waste time. They could have defended the top lane much more efficiently, but moving down, either you commit or you don't. So, yeah, that was all of a sudden the 4 versus 5 setup at the bottom of the map once that Phoenix came back. So you are a hero down. Either you make the commitment, you go in with 5 and you just say, okay, we're going to end it here, so it doesn't matter what happens to our top lane. Or you just simply acknowledge that because your opponent got the better objective, you need to commit to a 5-man defense. And the facepalm tacticians had to move down to the bottom of the map anyways, because their core is exposed. So even though it's only a 30% Zerg wave moving in against them, they still have to defend the core. So yeah, that was a massive waste of time, which only resulted in the top lane taking more damage for the blue team than it should have. But either way, the attacks are now coming as another team fight is breaking out over here with 20 talents now on the board. That could be the game changer. They're trying to get the kill, and Artanis is down as usual. I mean, again, the only value that Artanis really gives you in the game is you can use him as bait. So that kind of works a little bit. His middle name is Cannon Fodder, in case you didn't know. Yeah, all kinds of lore being dropped here, guys. Right, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people actually don't know that Artanis' second name is Cannon Fodder. But yeah, that's just what it is. It's a little bit secret. He's trying to hide it. He's a bit embarrassed. But his parents knew what's up when he was born. Okay, so 80 kills against 13. Boss is taken. And to be fair, this should kind of be the end of it. If you can defend this now, then... Oh boy. Oh! The gank and the save attempt. But here comes the smash. Anduin is trying to save the day, but Varian moves in and attempts to kill his son. I can totally understand that impulse. I would be embarrassed too. But that's maybe taking it to a bit of an extreme, my friend. Like, I'm not quite sure. That's cool. So, yeah, jumps in, gets the smash against Anduin. I mean, he didn't kill him. He just smashed him around a little bit. So I can subscribe to that a little bit more than the killer instinct over here. But I mean, it is what it is. So I would be mad as well. Past the weak genes on over there. Either way, top push, that's a problem. It's currently a 4 versus 3, but do they go for it? I mean, again, boys, I feel you could do a little bit more damage over here, especially with the lineup that you have, but the range damage is gone. Core takes damage, objective is popping up in another 10. And yeah, we got 80%. 80% on that core. They have a problem closing the game out. They really do. Now, they get the lead on the progress, but I don't really think that it's going to last for all that long, because yes, 2 heroes are coming back, but still, right now the opponent has the superior numbers. So we'll see how exactly that works out for them. Push at the bottom, catapult top side, 22 minutes in. We're talking Winion territory. We're talking Winions at this point, ladies. Artanis, by the way, with 250 stacks, meaning that he has 25% extra damage on the auto attacks now. Gets reflected in his damage output a little bit, but he's still behind Mephisto and Phoenix. Azmodan with 72,000 isn't looking too bad there either. And talking about Azmodan, I haven't actually double checked what he went for on 20. Okay, so he actually went on level 20 also for the Globe Talent. Now, keep in mind, he missed out on a lot of stacks in the early game because they didn't do that combo that I explained in length. And that's the reason why 23 minutes into this game, he still does not have his 400 stacks. So that will give him another power spike. But again, he is very, very, very late on that setup. They are in a position where they can take now the top beacon. And with the keeps gone, lanes pressured by camps, the problem for the facepalm tacticians becomes obvious. They are pressured everywhere, they have to defend, they need to do something, but that prevents them from moving into the middle to retake a beacon. It's a huge problem here. Red team needs a team fight. They're trying to sneak in rotations like this, but of course that exposes the hero, which we're seeing happen against Jack Sully. There's the kill attempt, and yeah, he's just gone. I mean, he can run a little bit, but he should fall here for sure. Anduin might be able to save him, but again, he's low, and they still lose the control over the bottom beacon. So yeah, they saved him, which I actually think is already incredible, but the beacon progress has been lost. So yeah, there's that. Now, with that said, 100% wave should seal the game, but I said this all with the last boss too, and as it turns out, that wasn't the case. If they can kill Trash Tannis though, and they do, then they should finally have what it takes to finish it all here. Tacita is dead though, so maybe I spoke a little bit too soon here. Ripley is also dead. Anduin gets annihilated, okay. Massive Zerg wave at the top now. It's a 3 versus 3 on the map. Correction, 3 versus 2. It's a total graveyard here in the middle. I mean, seriously. Now we have Mephisto down, 2 versus 2. What a fight! Like, what the hell? And Anduin comes in with another kill. It doesn't really matter anymore. The entire Zerg wave is already making its way over towards the core. And this looks more and more like we're going to look at a third game in this series. Even got a trample kill in with his Azmodan. Bottom keep is of course going to fall, but that doesn't really matter anymore. This game is over. The Home Office are taking the victory on Braxis against facepalm tacticians, which puts us onto map number 3 in this Division 7 match. Game number 3, the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. The Home Office against the facepalm tacticians. And yeah, we got a wild one on our hands. Ripley on Lily. We have Gelth on Artanis, because, you know, he looked over to the facepalm tacticians on Braxis and he said, like, oh my god, that Artanis guy is really strong and really sexy. Has the most deaths on the opponent's team and didn't add any value. I need to get my hands on this guy. So he plays Artanis in this one. We have Azmodan played again by Metal Panda, Fedra on Tacita again, and Funko on Johanna, which actually means we could see that Johanna Azmodan stacking combo that I explained and went over in length on game number 1. On the right side of the map, Jack Sully on Mal'Ganis for the facepalm tacticians, Dragon on Deckard Cain, Vidra as in game number 1, again on Vala, Grumpy Puppy for the 3rd time in a row on Mephisto, and Bloody is playing Thrall. This should be interesting. Now again, I want to see... Okay, and I'm not going to see it. Johanna is not rotating with Azmodan apparently. She's not helping him stacking with the Condemned. There's a little bit of it, but that's not really how you do it. Again, you want to get the minions low a bit first, then you get the Orb of Annihilation in, and then the second hero needs to apply the damage. So the stacking progress is already not working as they should. Again, I explained it at length in game number 2. So if you want to get more value out of your Azmodan picks, if you feel that he's a hero that you need to play, then you should probably check that out. Tacita could help out there as well. No stacking on Artanis, by the way, on the level 1. That really didn't give enough value on the last time. Lily is looking for adventure. God knows why. Now, I really hope this didn't happen in the draft, but I really, really hope that the blue team didn't for some reason think that they need to stack blinds because of Vala and or Thrall. Because if that's the thought process here of them picking Johanna, Artanis and Lily, then they definitely made a mistake. If you think that there's such a thing as blind countering, or like, sorry, not a blind countering, hard countering a hero completely, get that thought out of your head. You can definitely counter an opponent's team composition with your own, depending on the setup. But this meme idea that exists especially down in Wood and Plastic League, where you feel that an opponent's auto attacker gets super hardcore countered by blinds, it's just silly. Blinds are a tool in the belt, and if you can add an additional one, that's always nice, but you don't want to sacrifice a team composition just in order to add another blind to the equation. So getting Lily, for example, just because she has a blind is a really dumb idea. Same is true for Artanis too. Now, I'm not saying this necessarily happened over here, but I see this so often, and here there's an explanation from lower league players, and it's just not how this game works. Because you sacrifice other utility that you could get out of other heroes. I mean, for example, if instead of Lily you pick Rhaegar, he doesn't have a blind, but he has a way better camp clear than she has, which is important for a map like this. He can wave clear a little bit better, his heal output is also stronger and more targeted, and you can make similar cases for a lot of other heroes here too. So don't fall into this trap where you think, oh my god, we need to get blinds because your opponent plays an auto attacker, plays Illidan or whatnot. A better way to deal with those is stacking stuns. You do yourself a much more of a favor if you stack stuns instead of blinds and just annihilate those heroes in the first place. So just a bit of a tangent there. I'm not saying that this was the reason why all of this happened, but if it was, then it's a mistake, and yeah, that's why. The build, by the way, on Tacita is the same. So, as I said before, it's not really the Tacita build you kind of want to go for. You have also the same Vala build that we saw the previous game, which in this case I actually kind of object to, because there was a bit of an argument to be made why you would go for a hybrid build on Volskaya Foundry, which was the first map, so the Hot Pursuit setup together with the arrows. But if you're actually playing on a map that has 2 bosses available to it, and you also have to deal with a pretty strong objective, you kind of want to go Monster Hunter. It helps you also with the mana management, as does Hot Pursuit if you get those auto attacks connected, but you are all of a sudden in a position where you can easily grab the boss as well, and that is extremely helpful, especially in the late game. So over here it would have been a way better choice to go into the level 1 talent instead of just playing around the Hot Pursuit here. Either way, Thrall also decided to go into the Echo of Elements, as I explained in some of the previous videos. You can still go into the Trolling Thunder these days, a super strong talent now. Artanis with a slightly different setup as well compared to the last game. The Solarite Reaper is now in. He's trying to get a combo and a bit of a flip. There's also Azmodan still starting to stack. But the camp has only been taken by the home office. Another way where Vala could get value out of Monster Hunter so that she can grab this a little bit quicker. Which honestly, she should try and do. This is pretty much what you want to do on this map. Take that camp as quickly as you can. Thrall is now forced to defend in the middle, where the rest of the team is locked into the fight over here in a 5 versus 4. 0 kills so far, so there's no real danger just yet. But Funker goes getting a little bit deep, has Iron Skin available, so he's fine. No mana anymore for Vidra. And still no kill. No kill in the entire game. They're both still looking for that. The quest is completed for Thrall. 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. Not super fast or anything, but still okay. Ancestral Wrath has also been taken. We got the repeating arrow after level 7, so the stacking process has begun. Sitting at 8 now. Let's see what they can actually pull off with this. Better composition. I mean, again, at this point, definitely in the hands of the facepalm tacticians. But in Division 7, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win the game. So, we'll see how it plays out. Vidra is doing as much as he can to get the damage connected here. Has another chance to connect an arrow. Doesn't shoot it out just yet. Mana is available. A couple of auto attacks. Where are those arrows? There's a perfect chance to get mad amounts of kills. 1 in, 2 in. Now we're talking triple kill, baby. Make it 3. And now they have the chance to go even for the 4th and potentially then take the objective. 4 kills connected. And 10 stacks now for Vala. Okay, here we go. Yeah, nicely done. So right now we got also the objective completed. And that's the first one pushing in against the blue team. So a good start actually for them. As I said previously, Azmodan should have more stacks at this point. This is why you want to help him at the beginning of the game. That might be a bit more helpful for the defense that they're facing off against now. We also have only a single level missing until the Facepalm Tacticians lock in their level 10 abilities, which of course means that if they can somehow get this now done while that push is coming in, they might have a huge chance to take us out from some of these fort stuff. The fight's still happening without level 10 though. So that one's still in. Attack is there. There's a quick flip. Ooh, Ripley needs to be really careful here. Azmodan against Thrall at the bottom of the map, but the 4 versus 4 top side is still coming in. And that first objective starting to make its way through. Talking about objectives, the one in the middle is of course also going to do damage, especially since there's an entire camp together with it. So this is going to do a whole lot of work, given that it's still the early game. There's the level 10 abilities, that's where you should try and push a little bit. Get something done here, at least make the transition into the middle and then fight around there, but the wall is already gone. Yeah, this is a massive push. I don't really know what they're doing. Like, they're just sitting here. Like, this is something that you shouldn't do. The top push got stopped, move into the middle, and escort this through. This was a free fort. This was a totally free fort. If you have level 10 abilities and your opponent doesn't, if you move into the middle, this structure is down. There's no way to save it. And then you can actually still rotate down into the bottom of the map. So them not making that play, that was an absolute blunder. You need to capitalize on that level 10 ability if you have such a big time window. They fought hard in order to establish a time window where they have the level 10 and the opponent doesn't, and they didn't really do anything out of it. The fact that the blue team kind of screws this up now by not actually defending the fort doesn't make it a better play. So they get it anyways, but they only get it because the blue team screwed up here. So blue team could have held this after the initial rotational blunder, but yeah, for some reason they decided that just taking that fort, or sorry, that camp and trying to, was worth losing the fort here. Kinda disagree with them with that. Now again, no black pool, instead we are seeing them with the demonic invasion again on level 4. We have with the level 10 abilities now also Thrall with the earthquake, so that one's in. And here we go. The attempt to go for the swap, but it didn't quite work out. Again, it's not Mike over here on Azmodan. There's the setup. And yeah, with the strafe, that's going to be at least 1 kill. Could have maybe even gotten a little bit more. The old man and Vidra both get away. A bit dangerous for Vala here, but that's good damage output they currently have here. Okay. So with 5 kills against 0, this looks like a really, really good start right now for the Facepalm Tacticians again. 15 stacks for Vala, closing in on it. Again, now that the 5-minute mark has obviously passed a while ago already, the bosses are up on the map, so it's a bit of a shame that we don't have Monster Hunter. Could have capitalized on a few of the situations and kills that they got by simply going for a boss and lock them in quickly. But anyways, we can go for the fight now. Vidra still moving around that. The kill against Azmodan, nice. Yeah, what I really would like to see though against this lineup is also Manticore and Farfly Quiver. There's obviously a bit of an argument to be made, like, but Khaldor, they have so many blinds. Yeah, but it's also Division 7. They're never going to stack those blinds properly on Vala to get value out of that. And the Seething Hatred, not really sure if it does too much for her just yet in those setups. Against Azmodan and the other ones, if you get these auto attacks in the way that they did, then yeah. I mean, again, the blind over here, you know, just like hitting Vala being connected by it. It's sometimes attacked, but that Manticore combo with Farfly Quiver is just way too strong, and this is likely going to go to 20 on this map. Alright, oh Jesus, look where Azmodan is. Like, Azmodan is just like sitting there at the side and is just saying, alright boys, let's go. That should be a double arrow right there. One is, did he just miss that arrow? Oh, he just missed both arrows and he nearly gets killed. Holy shit. Now they get Artanis and, well, Tassadar, but oh boy. Yeah, that could have been an Azmodan kill. If not that, then at least him getting heavily pushed back. So they're stealing the camp away and they want to go for the objective. Holy hell. Yeah, the camp gets claimed. Still need to fall a little bit farther back here. Wolf does not connect, so no lockdown against them. But with this now we have the opportunity to again get another objective, and they're already working on it. There's a big wave coming through the middle. There's also the camp that has to be taken care of, so that's what they do. Yeah, and over here, 9 kills against 0 still. If the home office want to bring this back, they need to really step it up and force a fight, and a good one at that. But there are talent behind, which makes this a bit more complicated. They still have to try and save the objective. Maybe getting another minion wave in the middle to Tazza, that would be good, but they get the kill regardless. Deckard Cain is frontlining again. The old man is telling people of the war and just moves in to show them how it's done, and then he realizes he's a little bit too old and not a spring chicken anymore. So Deckard goes down. That's the first kill for the home office, and it immediately leads to them reclaiming the prisoner camp just 3.3 seconds before the objective would have gone over to the opponent. Alright, level 13 talents are in. The chain of command is also in now. And let's go. Quest completed for Vala. Good damage. He still should go for bosses when they can. Monster Hunter, no Monster Hunter. She still gets a little bit of a damage output set up here against this. Let's go. Bam. Gelf at the bottom of the map. He gets hit here. Yeah, connects this one, but arrow, wrong direction. Good vault, bad arrow, but still enough damage, and they took the wall down. We got 9 kills against 1. And yeah, Balganis, Sully losing the mana here. Has to commit to the ult 2 in order to get out and play this one safe. But the objective is still up. This one still hasn't been taken. So objective is still in. 200 stacks by now for Azmodan. We're on level 13 talents for both, but with a big lead in kills that we see for the facepalm tacticians, that also means that we have them getting closer and closer to level 16 talents. Just simply taking another wave in the middle and at the top, or middle and bot lane, would already do the trick. But yeah, let's see what they can actually do. Now the camp gets taken on the left side. They're already starting to go straight over here again to try and lock this one in. Vala is working on the experience at the bottom of the map. Forcing this fight again. Why? Now they have 16, but they're not picking because it's Division 7. So like delay that fight by 5 seconds and you have 16 talents. Now they're losing Mephisto and this entire thing is just going to shit. They lose 3 heroes and that's a problem. A little bit of a chain lightning play by Bloody as he's trying to make something happen. Vala gets 1 kill. She's gonna fall now too. It's a 5-man wipe, ladies and gentlemen. Need to wait those 5 more seconds. Vala was literally at the bottom of the map trying to get the 16 for the team. They engaged into a 4 versus 5 battle over here with them just being seconds away from a talent advantage. And once they got the talent, since this is Division 7, it didn't get quick picked with hotkeys, but instead they wasted way too much time. So play to your strength, wait those 5 seconds, let Vala get the experience, pick the talents, and then force the battle. Way better for you. Very quickly would have probably turned that into a disaster for the home office, but now it is all of a sudden a comeback opportunity. 16 versus 16, both teams on even talents. Trample again for Azmodan, and they're using the opportunity to lock in a boss at the bottom of the map and try to take that fort down. And talking forts, the one in the middle of the map has already been attacked and dropped now down to 50% HP. The objective is coming in, so we have the objective, we have the boss pushing at the bot lane, and the fort in the middle is already reduced to 30% HP. Not really a good spot to be in for the tacticians now. And they fought hard for a big lead that now is completely gone. They got wiped in the last one. And they lose Mephisto right away. He was gone. Vidra is really low as well. Dodges out on the Azmodan hit, but the fort is already destroyed. There's the swap against Thrall. Oh, this is getting into disaster territory quickly. Maybe a kill against Johanna would help, but they can't quite get her. Yes, the choke point gets controlled by Azmodan's orb. Boss is in, so is the objective. Middle has already fallen. The fort is down. This gets attacked. Top side, you already guessed it. Another fort will fall. That objective in this lost fight that cost them at least 3 forts, and it's likely going to cost them more. I mean, you already can tell at the bottom of the map that the keep is going to take severe damage. They might even fall. They are still only with 4 heroes on the map. If they want this, they get this. So they are pushing in, they're distracting them, they're getting the attacks in. They have so much to offer right now for this fight. Get the Artanis ult through. Should do a little bit more damage with heroes towards the structure so that they can lock it in. Vidra is trying to stop it, but it goes down. Keep is down, and oh boy, did they just pay for that mistake in the fight. But they're trying to fight back. They get 1 kill, they get 2, they get maybe even 3. There's the Iron Skin in the last second for Jojo. The trample move, 4 down, and that's nearly a 5-man wipe. Well, actually, scratch that. That is definitely a 5-man wipe. 5-man wipe. Situation is still the same. Wall at the top, nearly down. Wall in the middle, same picture. Bottom keep, destroyed. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough now. They seem to be going for boss topside. They still have twice the kills that we have on the board for the home office. But yeah, this is a big blow against them. So now we have 61,000 damage for Vala, capitalizing on that extra strafe damage, 50,000 for Azmodan. And the attack is of course in. It's a huge map and it's opening up slowly. There's still a leading experience for the facepalm tacticians after the last fight here. But of course the story continues at this point. They're starting to make their way back into it, trying to check all of that out. There we go. In comes the boss. Let's see what they can do with it. There's no objective up right now. Nothing they can do with that. And, well, down to the bottom of the map. It's a little bit of a push against the red team's core, but the catapults are now moving in. Not having taken anything down there is of course an issue. And the metal panda is trying to take this one down. Boss at the top is attacked. Nobody's pushing with that either. I mean, I guess they could have taken it. Maybe they were a little bit afraid that they would be forced into a fight they don't want to take and they want to get level 20 first. Can appreciate that. Guess the fort still falls. Yes, it does indeed. Yeah, and that gives them 20. So now let's see if they can actually play around the Storm talent advantage. We have Manticore. We have Manticore, we have Farfly Quiver. I like that. So that's exactly what I talked about earlier, letting the Seething Hatred go. And despite the blinds, still going into the auto attack component of the build here to get more damage in against Azmodan in particular, who has been flanking pretty much every single fight. So that's a good setup to try and get some value out of this. Going in for the camp already. 20 talents. Again, the big big game changer here. 5 manning it. Interrupt is a little bit too late. That didn't really help them. And here comes the fight. The swap attempt. Thrall could go for the Earthquake actually. And drops it right away. The strafe with some value. The old man, Lily, is down. The panda was looking for some action and she found it. Adventure over, baby. Johanna's also down. It's a triple kill. It's a quad kill, guys. They're completely murdering them here. And he tramples away. Barely. Nearly taken down. The RNG arrow was about to destroy him too. Yeah, could maybe even try and push a little bit further at this point. Only one hero needed here. You don't really need everybody for this. So let's get some more heroes onto the lanes. Take those down. Maybe also destroy those side walls a little bit to prevent vision. Someone should probably deal with this situation, which is what Mephisto is currently doing here. So good for him. But they need to get some value out of the objective. There's another 20 seconds until the rest of the blue team is back to business. So destroying the top wall to prepare for the objective would already be pretty nice here. So let's have a little bit of a look. There we go. Take that down. Easy peasy. Get the connect in. Yeah, Mephisto should probably attempt to join the fun here. 20 talents are now ready on both sides, but they don't have the heroes back yet. But burning all of this down is definitely the first step. And Mephisto, again, he doesn't need to be at the bot lane. Just move up to the top, move in the middle, but bot lane is going to push out by itself. You're not going to get mad value over there anyways. And over here, it's a 4 versus 5, and Deckard Cain is frontlining it again. Yeah, he's down, Deckard is down, Mephisto is just now arriving. 4 versus 5, but now the objective is in. Problem is that Mal'Ganis is also dead. Yeah, they are taking another one of these fights, and they should just delay a bit. Thunderstorm is completed. Might still be able to get the keep here. The one in the middle is, of course, also suffering. Depends a little bit on Vala right now, but it's a 5 versus 3. Azmodan down. Lily the panda. Oh my god, he's going deep. What the hell? Bloody. That fort is homing in on him. They could take this one. Get the shot connected. Keep down. Keep in the middle has also taken some damage. At the bottom, the fort is destroyed. Bloody is still fighting. Now we can actually fight this. Vala has rotated into the middle, though. She's not with the rest of the team. Could have maybe gotten the kill up here at the top, but she's trying to go for the keep instead, which isn't really out of the question either. As long as they're dodging out on that damage. Yeah, gets a few more stacks connected. Unfortunately, the wolf does not lock him down. 20 kills against 9, and this game is just all over the place. I mean, seriously. 89,000 damage now for Vala. Taking those walls down, keeping the hatred stacks up. And let's go. Yeah, well, for now, we're looking at this. 68,000 damage for Azmodan, by the way. Quite a bit more than Artanis and Tassadar. Artanis in this case doesn't really have too much. Yeah, it was unfortunately not a connect with the Blessed Shield here for Vala. That would have been quite helpful, getting that kill. But the bosses are up. Bosses are up on the map, so those have to be... Those have to actually be really... They have to watch them, especially that bottom boss. If the bottom boss is taken by the blue team, it's going to make its way straight towards the core. So... yeah. Well, with that, we take the camp. Both camps are taken. There's Morganis at the bottom of the map already. Alright. Buys a little bit of time for the team. The rest of them is already there. Doesn't need to connect to anything yet. Yeah, this one is going to be important. If you can take that, that would of course be absolutely great. That damage though. Oh my god. Double Water Dragon. Nearly wrecking them there. Yeah, stay a while. And get the orb. Down goes Deckard Cain. The damage output of Vala with Manticore and Farflight Quiver drops Artanis though. Yeah, he's dead. Blessed Shield. This time it's good, and this time it leads to a kill. Vala goes down. That's a 2-for-1 trade. They could go for boss. Could push a little bit further. Now already Johanna up at the front, went into Indestructible as a talent. And Lilia is going to have the Water Dragon back in another 10 seconds. They need to be careful. If they are following more, Water Dragon is going to wreck them again. Water Dragon is going to fuck them up in just a moment. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Ripley. Maybe not now. Wasn't close enough. He gets the Water Dragon here. I think they're toast. 4 versus 3, and they're still falling back. They could try and force something here. But the objective is up. At least go for the objective a little bit. Try and get some damage in there. Yeah, mid lane. I was actually expecting someone to at least throw an Orb of Annihilation, which hasn't happened. But ults are back up. Water Dragon is up. They're gonna get also another 10 seconds. The Blessed Shield back to business. Alright, there's the Water Dragon. One already connecting. There's the second one in. Oh, Tassadar is so low and he is down. Yeah, and Jojo is also about to be eliminated. The Blessed Shield comes through as Indestructible saves her for another moment. Still has the Iron Skin in, so that's at least something. Bloody is low. Mephisto with a kill. Azmodan is dead too. 3 down. 5 versus 2 on the map. I mean, honestly, at this point, you don't really have to go for the objective. You can literally take the keep first. You could argue that you can go core here. But right now, I wouldn't even waste time with that. You could either go for this, push the keep, then fall back and take the objective. You could go for a boss, for example, which is, I guess, what we're seeing at the bottom of the map right now. So they're splitting themselves a little bit. But this keep is pretty much just pushing one wave out and now taking it. So the keep was free. So they could have gone for the creep. But getting the objective and the boss is obviously also not too bad. Just need to hurry up a little bit because Tassadar is going to be back soon. It's at half HP right now. Yeah, they could have tried to rotate topside and maybe go for the ball. But playing it safe here is also not really too bad. Objective is coming in. Gonna get this one. But yeah, right now you just want to finish the job. Want a massive wave topside, by the way. Holy hell. Big pressure. I mean, it's gonna be locked down anyways. They lost the keep there, so it's not like this is gonna be sustained, but still. So with all of that, it seems more and more likely the Facepalm Tacticians are locking in a victory here. That would be quite the defense if the home office can pull this one off. But we've seen a few team wipes already in this game, and it's series, so I wouldn't really put it past them, but it would be quite the miracle defense if they can make that work. Boss is already in, the objective hasn't arrived yet. The wall is gone. At least the keeps are all gonna fall. If the home office defend and wipe, they need to go right away for the other side and go for core. That's the only chance that they have, in my opinion. Yeah, well, every R button gets pressed. Holy hell. Everything is in. Mephisto is already gone, but the keep is also annihilated. Morganis nearly falls, but here are the kills against the blue team. Johanna and Tassadar are both dead. All the keeps are gone. And this is game, ladies. This is game. The Facepalm Tacticians, they make it happen. They take the 2-1 victory here in Division 7 against the home office. Pretty back and forth series here, but at the end of it all, the red team secures the W. GG, and well played. What's up, everybody? Now that Meta Madness is over, I hope that you enjoyed the show and all of the videos, the co-commentary with Quark and with Tim. But today I have to ask you for a favor once again. So a few months back already we had a partnership with Raid Shadow Legends, which was actually pretty awesome. So thank you everybody that helped out there. And now we actually have a new one, also with Plarium. They have a new game, Vikings War of Clans. And it's pretty much the exact same deal. If you check the YouTube description, you're gonna find a link where you can download the game, and if you play through the tutorial, which is like 5 minutes long, I think, so a little bit more than last time, then it would actually support me directly, which would be absolutely amazing. So if you guys can take the time out of your schedule to maybe just do that while watching one of the daily videos, that would be absolutely fantastic. It would help me personally quite a bit, and again, it's absolutely free for all of you, so it would really help a lot. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. And of course, we're going to have a lot more stuff also coming up in the near future, especially now that we hit one of the Patreon goals. I'm already working on getting an interview series going again with Heroes of the Storm players, maybe a couple of Valorant players. We're looking more and more into that game. So there's a lot more content coming your way with, of course, also more Heroes of the Storm videos. But again, as I said, if you can take 5 minutes out of your schedule, check the link in the YouTube description. Would be very much appreciated if you could download the game, install it, play through the 5-minute tutorial. That would be absolutely great. So thanks in advance for everybody helping out here, and see you guys next time with more content on Khaldor TV. Have a good one. Bye-bye.